Hello everyone, it's my great pleasure to be here and talk to you about our work on analyzing the privacy and safety aspects of medical voice applications by vetting policy enforcement. I am Faysal from University of Virginia. This is a joint work with Hong Hu from Virginia Tech, Professor Wang from University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and my advisor, Yuan Tian. Lots of rumor already going on over the internet claiming that Alexa is not mature enough to provide medical suggestions. Some claim that it will degrade future healthcare system, while others prove it by performing a small-scale analysis on a handful amount of skills. Amazon refer all the voice applications as a skill. In their experiment, they asked most commonly used dispensed medications in US and found that half of the time Alexa fails to recognize those medications. After the deal with NHS, Secretary of State for Health and Social Care of UK, Matt Hancock says it can be fit for the future, but not for right now, because Alexa does not have sophisticated AI to provide medical suggestions. Moreover, another group of researchers randomly selected a few health skills that provide a diagnosis of symptoms and treatments. Majority of the skills failed to provide valid answer. These events inspire us to run a large-scale analysis. While building the tools, we experienced with several key challenges. First, we do not have any executable files for skills, neither in source code. On top of that, all the natural language computation happens in the cloud, which is a black box to us. So we don't know the underlying behavior of the skills. We solved the first challenge by utilizing the Alexa developers testing tool. Using this tool, we can enable or disable skills and communicate with the skills. To investigate policy violations, we need to generate appropriate testing input, which requires a combination of language modeling with safety and privacy aspects. Our tool, VerHealth, is able to perform multiple rounds of interaction. Our answer generator component is able to generate the leading answer which Alexa accepts. We also rephrase the commands because of lacking functionality of language interpretation on the Alexa end. It is very difficult for us to verify the responses from the skills. Like if skill suggests to take a medicine, we don't know whether it's appropriate or not. We seek help to the medical experts as they have the domain knowledge. They can easily figure out the appropriate or inappropriate medical suggestions. With that, we addressed the challenges that we faced during the experiments. Our tool contains two modules, static and dynamic detection module. We'll check all the policies that require interaction using dynamic module. Whereas if there is no interaction involved, then we will use our static detection module. For checking the policy of claiming a life-saving assistance, we use our rule-based approach to find the violated skills. And for checking the presence of disclaimer, we use our CNN model. Using those two components, we built our static module and report on the violated skills. We built our dynamic module with 6 major components. You can read our paper for the implementation details. We use our tool to detect policy violations of the health-related skills. This is the full result from our experiments on the 5 different policies. Out of the 13 healthcare skills, we detected 244 skills storing user physical and mental health information. We also detected 697 skills missing the required disclaimers. The gap is likely due to the fact that voice personal assistant platforms such as Amazon Alexa lack the necessary vetting process on healthcare applications. Out of the total responses that we have collected, the vast majority are template responses from a small set of medical databases. The result suggests that most of the healthcare skills are simply matching the pre-scripted answer based on user questions, but they are actually struggling to understand users' true intentions. On one hand, we need a substantially richer medical knowledge base in the backend. On the other hand, we need more advanced natural language computation technique to infer user intention in order to generate relevant and helpful answers. The domain experts pointed out that the skills are not qualified to provide emergent support for mental distresses. In addition, For more than 50% of the cases, the experts believe the skill should have asked more questions before giving any advice or diagnosis. This result suggests a critical problem for future research, that is, how to improve the context awareness of these healthcare skills. To balance the need for privacy protection and rich functionality, a path forward is for VPA application to facilitate a deep integration with hospital services and healthcare companies. Categorize the diseases which will require the suggestions from the real doctor, because sometimes a patient may have multiple diseases. Medicines of one will conflict with others. In those cases, make patients connected with the real doctor, or at least advise them to contact with a real doctor. Skills should ask follow-up questions and suggestions for different treatment for various causes. The expert suggested that some treatment was not appropriate for the etiologies of certain diseases. That's all I have. Thank you all for your time for attending my talk. Thank you.